Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about some array algorithms. We want to talk about what we can do to work with arrays and manipulate the data inside them. As you can see right here, I have a private void method named reversing data, and we're going to talk about how we can reverse an array. In this case, we're using strings. I also have one where we're going to be working at how you could actually do this with ints as well, so you can practice inverting the order of data and what we have to do to actually do that. We're also be introducing a lovely method to help make that really easy to get a string into an array. So we have a string named sentence, and we put this as a demo in here, just a quick little 4-word sentence, as well as a string palindrome, Abel was I, ere I saw Elba, a famous palindrome referring to, of course, Napoleon Bonaparte. Yeah. So let's take a string array, sentence array, and then instead of going through and putting one word at a time into the array, or doing like that, we're going to just use the split method. This is a fantabulous method that strings have. And so what it does is it looks through the string, and based on the pattern you supply as a parameter, it will then put the resulting remnants of that pattern into an array based on every time it occurs that. So in the case of a split passing a space as a parameter, every single space means that's going to go into a word. And so I now have this is a demo as an array. I know, it's great. And then string array reversed, we will assign that the results of a call to reverse it, passing that sentence array. We'll take string array palindrome reverse, and inside this we'll assign it the result of reverse it. In this case though, we're going to assign palindrome.split and pass it an empty string, or just open and close quotes right there, right as the parameter itself. And so if you pass .split a empty string, it splits every single letter into an array, so you get all the letters in one single array. It's really pretty cool. And so we'll first go through and we'll iterate over reverse.length. And we're going to say view.displayMessage, reversed subindex, and then a space, and sentence array subindex. So we can compare the results of each of those values inside that array. And then we're going to say string reversed result is equal to an empty string. And then we'll iterate using the for each loop, and we'll go for each string letter inside palindrome reversed, and we'll assign into reversed result the current letter we're looking at inside that array. And remember, because we're working with the array, the for each uses the default iterator on that, which is the forward iterator going through that array, so it automatically puts it in the correct order. Hooray, hooray. And finally, we'll display the results of that, passing it palindrome, a new line system, symbol, as well as reverse result. So that's where we're going to be taking this look. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we can actually reverse the contents of an array, what we have to do for logically to make that happen. How can we make it so that the first spot becomes the last spot, and then moving in appropriately with that information. It's not a complex algorithm, especially if you think about it, because it's the first to the last, and then we move in, and we move in. Oh, I'm moving in by one at a time. And I have to keep track of this last spot. What's the last spot on an array? Oh, that's right, it's .length -1. So that's a good thing to keep in mind as we look at how we're going to build that. So let's go down here and we're going to scroll to our lovely method. We have a new string array that we create automatically and return as our first and last lines of code of the appropriate size. We automatically make sure we have the correct value right then. Then we're going to say that int length is equal to source.length, just to make it so it's a little bit easier to access that rather than we have to reference that inside the logic of our loop. And then we'll start our index off at 0, go to source.length and go up by 1. Hey, that's a standard for loop. We've done that millions of times. We're good with that. Now to do the logic on that, again, we're taking the first spot and the last spot and we're going to swap them. And so the way we're going to make that happen is we'll say reversed subindex is equal to source sub length minus index -1. And so I'm always going to length minus index. So it goes length right here is the whole length minus the index, I'm 0. -1 gets me to the last spot. So my first spot is my last spot. Okay, cool. And then my index goes up. So that means I move in. And it moves to the next one. Oh, they match up. Hooray! So we've got it so I can reverse my logic all the way through. And if I demo this app right here, we'll see that in an example really quick. So I press play, run my controller, and demo this. So I have this in demo. And then is this demo. Hooray! I was able to return my resulting string backwards. That's great. And let's see with a palindrome example as well. Abel was I, ere I saw Elba. Abel was I, ere I saw Elba. Hey, look at that. That looks really cool. Nice little SpongeBob font there because of the backwardsness of the capital letters there, but we've got that working. Now, we'd use that same resulting logic of going through a reverse if we wanted to use any kind of array. We simply just need to go to the last spot, subtract our current index and the number 1 so we can get to in so we don't go out of bounds on that, and we just one at a time all the way to the middle, and we automatically get a full reversal of our string or our int or our double array or any data we're looking at, so we can invert the data on that. And so that's one of those great lovely algorithms you should make sure you have comfortability with. How can I make that happen? And it's just keeping track of 2 different data points and moving in one at a time, because we know where we are. And that's all it takes to reverse a string array or an int array or any other array. Hope that's helpful. Cheers and have a great night. See you next time. Bye-bye.